Yes, go ahead.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon from
You are
where
on
every
mute.
I'm not on mute. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Let's
Hi,
start
good
again.
morning, good afternoon. From where, like whichever part you are joining. Today we will be celebrating International Women's Day. Celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women across the globe. So happy International Women's Day, to everyone. This magic you can see in our community as well, where three strong champ leads, Chalni, Preeti, Roma, who are also as well in this call as well. They are the communities, they're the strong pillars of our community. Although Venkat will be talking about them in the coming slides. So here we go. Look at the next slide. So today the agenda will be who we are and how can you connect with us. Then we'll have news updates at the upcoming events. Then Soundharya will be talking about top 10 tips to quick start with the Power Automate. And then in the end we have Q&A. This slide talks about a brief timeline, our journey from where we started in 2018 and then in 2022, like how we have done the progress. So in 2018, we started community leads realize the need of a local community in Southeast Asia. Then in 2021, the journey so far, we have LinkedIn following of 7.1K and Kaizala membership of approx 1,000. And in 2022, a lot of new initiatives are coming up. Venkat, next slide. This slide talks about how like various mediums through which you can connect with us. LinkedIn, Twitter, we have Kaizara code and our website as well. So you can join and be a part of our family. And if you want to speak at the Power Platform meetup, here's the link and like just submit the details and either of us will get back to you with all the information. Venkat, yeah. Now Venkat will be talking about the quick updates. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, there are few important updates from Microsoft and especially in the Power Platform and also the Dynamics CE space, like modern driven apps offline for makers is now available, and announcing tenant level hygiene analytics for the Power Apps and Power Automate for desktop in February 2022. An important update is present. You can go ahead and look out for it if at all you have not used it, and also announcing general availability of Power Apps portals or as mobile apps. So previously, the general availability is not present in the preview things is present, especially on the portal side. So these are the main quick updates. Along with that, we have in the past few last month we had wave 1 release of the March wave 1 release of 2022. Especially if you did not get chance to look at them, there are more exciting features that are available across all in the dynamic CE and also in the Power Platform related areas. So I would suggest all to go through the Microsoft documentation and also a few of the videos that are being kept by the Microsoft Learn team. And also there are other updates from our side, like all the recordings of the previous sessions are available to us, and the global BizApp sessions, which was held on the last year 20th and 21st November of 2021, which is a 2-day event. If you have not got chance to attend because of the various reasons, don't worry, we have our YouTube channel that is present, where you can go and watch out the sessions where you will get more insights about the various topics where you will not get it normal normal base. Okay, so with that, just I will welcome Soundarya. Uh, okay, and also one more thing before handing the mic to Soundarya. So thanks to our sponsors, Dynamicity, they keep on encouraging us, our D365 champs and all. So if you wanted to know about the Dynamicity, they are the Microsoft Dynamics and Power Platform trusted partner. They are good at implementation, upgrades, and managed services and training power providers as well. And they do have the exposure of implementation of the major implementations from large scale to the small scale, which includes from the dynamic CE and to the Power Platform implementations. If you have any queries, please go ahead and reach out to Dynamicity. They will be the people who will be helping you for to implement your projects and all. Yes. So that so with that, just I'm handing over the mic to Soundarya today, our special guest, and just let me give some brief about Soundarya. Soundarya um, is a vivid blogger which many of the people know, but she for the first time she is coming and speaking at the community wise, and we are happy that from D365 champs we are very much happy that Soundarya took her time to speak at this special event, and that too it is in this week we have celebrated International Women's Day, and yes, we are happy to be uh, part of this particular session. And Soundarya, it's over to you. Thank you.
Oh, we have a raised hand from Dipesh, I guess. Venkata.
Yes, Deepesh.
Yeah, so Sundari, I will just take quick 2 minutes each for the time to read also because it is International Women's Day. So just give us those
Sure,
4 minutes. I think it
sure.
got missed in the rest of we being late by 5 minutes. So there is another before I go over to the women. I want to congratulate Venkata because Venkata recently won the prestigious Microsoft MVP award, all because of his contributions and whatever learning he has been sharing. Thank you, Venkata, for that. That's kind of an update. He's the organizer today with us, and it takes immense amount of effort to keep contributing and have back-to-back MVP awards, one from C Sharp Corner and then from Microsoft themselves. So I hope he keeps contributing, and we have another addition in the overall Microsoft community. Now coming over to first Preeti. Preeti has been one of the key pillars at Champs for X number of years, at least 2.5 years now. And it is an important point to, if we can stop screen share at the time being and let Preeti share her experiences, especially with the Women's Day and around, and then handing it over to Shalini for 2 minutes each, and then you can share your experiences, but at the same time all the men and overall community, we appreciate your contributions many times in many areas. If I'll name a few, that will be very difficult. You have kept pulling the job, you have taken the toll, and that's why we keep doing this event, right? We are a third party community. We are not interested in any kind of gains out of this. It is sheer passion for which we join every weekend or alternative weekend, or we have started this year a bit late because of a variety of reasons, but it is because of women included, like you, Roma, Preeti, and Shalini, that we are here where we are. There are a lot of areas where you contribute, where we don't. So, starting with you, Preeti, we thank you for that today on International Women's Day celebration from SAMS. Starting with you, and then you can hand it over to Shalini as well.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dipesh, for the brief introduction. I'm not going to steal the limelight from Soundarya today. So, just a brief about women in technology and science. So, I think we are doing what we love to do, and it is extremely important to make it very normal that women are also interested and are contributing equally in technology and science, and that's very important for because we think we do what we love, right? So, and D365 Champs is providing such a platform for us to demonstrate our capabilities and to be in the community, to involve with the people, and to expand our capabilities and capacity both. So I think not only women, but I think we should applaud men equally for keeping it very normal and having an standard platform which is equal for everyone. We where we see everyone beyond gender. So that's extremely beautiful thing. And thanks to G65 Champs for being such. Thank you so much. That's all from my side. Over to you, Shalini.
Hello everyone. So yeah, I'm Shani Goel and Soundarya. It's like it's happening like a deja vu. So even I started my first session at D365 Champs, and now you are giving your first session here. So I can get that feeling. And the journey has been really great, starting from Champs as an organizer to speaking here and now watching you speak, it's really nice. And yes, women in tech, somebody told me it's just not about International Women's Day. The entire month is an International Women's Month. And then I said, why the month? It's the entire year. We'll celebrate both the genders. So yes, it's been really nice. Happy International Women's Day to all the lovely ladies present across the globe. And yes, over to you, Soundarya, now.
Thank you.
And
Yep.
thank you to the girls, and especially about Soundarya. So I think there will be an introduction slide, but there was an input from all the champ leads that you have been very, very active in blogging and contributing to a lot of good blogs. And this year we want to support all the new speakers that we can. Right, that's the choice of the year we have taken. And what more an a beautiful and important moment than International Women's Day to get you kick-started here, right? So best of luck for your session. Your blogs have been very much good to the point that I have also utilized you. And I think, keep doing what you are doing. And best of luck for your session, Sundarya.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's all your show now.
So Soundarya, you can
Yeah.
share your screen.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hello all. It is nice joining here and giving the session. Hope all are staying safe. Today we'll see how to quick start your Power Automate journey. Before going to the topic, a brief introduction about me. Um, I am Power Platform developer with around 7+ years of experience. I have worked on Dynamics 365, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Portals, and also administrative work and license advisor for the Power Platform. I'm also a blogger and Microsoft certified trainer. And I'm always passionate about learning new things and sharing knowledge with others. Also, I'm a digital artist, of course, a beginner. You can contact me in LinkedIn. Um, that's about me briefly. Um, let's dive into the topic. Um, Power Automate, it's all about automation. You can automate your business process, sending automation reminders about your due task. You can also move business data between systems in a scheduled manner. Um, and you can also connect more than 500 plus connectors. Yes, you have heard right. It's Microsoft is providing around 500 plus connectors to connect across. Also, you can create your own custom connector if the out of the box is not available. You can also perform desktop actions like computing the data, and you can also automate your approval process, whatnot. You can do all the automation using Power Automate. Um, when you first start, you may think automation you require some IT knowledge or coding knowledge. Nothing like that. Anyone from a business user to an IT professional, right? Anyone can create a Power Automate. That's why it's called as low code, no code, right? um, Many successful stories with Power Automate, and many industries that have used Power Automate. Some of them are banking, retail, healthcare, manufacturing industries. Many of them are using Power Automate now. um, if you see the features of the Power Automate, it's streamlined. You can do the repetitive task, and also It's of course it's a paperless process. It's you can automate very quickly with the built-in templates, and it's more secure. You can also enhance your flows with AI Builder. A lot of AI Builder pre-built models are available where you can use within your flows, and you can it will boost up the process that you are doing, right? And you can collect the data from different sources using Power Automate. When I say automate anywhere, anytime, that means you can automate through web, you can automate through desktop, mobile, and also Teams. Um, that's about Power Automate. So take care of what's important and automate the rest. Um, See, now that we have got an idea how to what is Power Automate and what are the features of it, let's see how you can get started with Power Automate. Um, Microsoft has made it very easy without any investment of cost. You can sign up for the trial version, or you can also use community plan, um, which Microsoft has introduced. I personally prefer community plan, right? Um, and why? Because it's free development and testing. And it's also developer friendly, and it doesn't get expired. All your flows will be there. And also trial version is only for around 90 days, I guess. So I prefer going with community plan. Also, it doesn't not only restrict with Power Automate. You can it's included with Powerapps, Dataverse, and you can also connect to your external data. You can explore all the features with the community plan. Also, here there is a catch that this is only restricted to development, not you should not use for production. It's only for your development, testing, to explore the features of Power Automate or Power Apps, right? If you um, Here is a link that Powerapps developer plan. You can sign in using your work account, or you can create new one. Mm. You can also use existing work account. So when you click on this and go step by step, sign in and all those, you will see you will be navigated to the make.powerapps.com once all the setup is done, and you will see an developer environment created on behalf of your name. Also, you can see the note, right? This is not for production use. This is only for the development purpose. Um, that's the setup. Next thing, we can see where to access your flows, right? You can access the flows in different ways. One is like from make.powerapps.com. You can go to the flows tab on the left side navigation, and you'll see all your flows here. And the other one is the flow.microsoft.com. Similarly, on the navigation, you can see in the my flows. If you are a system administrator for the environment, of course, you'll be the system admin for your developer environment. You can see in the admin.power platform. Also, you can see under the flows. It not only displays your flows, you can see all the flows that are present in your environment. um, all the flows will be visible here. So you can either access from make.powerapps.com or flow, and as well as admin.microsoft.com. Coming to what are different types of flows available, right? So my Microsoft is providing cloud flows, desktop flow, and business process flow. Um, in the cloud flows, again, it is divided into automate, instant, and scheduled. So the name itself indicates what is automate. So automate is nothing but when it is triggered by an event. um, like an example, when someone is specifying you in over an email, or if someone is mentioning you or LinkedIn, you want to get notification. Those are like automation. And instant would be like if you want to start the flow automation on button click, right? So that's when you can use instant cloud flows. Like example, if you want to send a reminder to the team on a push button, right? You can also use from mobile also as well. And schedule flows are like if you want to push the daily data upload to your database or any other data source, mm, that's when you can use scheduled ones. Desktop flows are used to automate tasks on the web or on the desktop. um, and business process flows it's a process which provides the like a guide to the user. It's mostly used in the model driven apps. So mainly the automate cloud flow, instant cloud flow, and scheduled cloud flow will be used mostly. And desktop flows are created over your desktop, but it will get stored on the cloud only, right? Um, so now that we got knowledge on what different types of flows are available, now we can see how many ways we can create the flows. We can create the flows either from blank or from a template, or you can start from the connector. Connector is nothing but it connects you to different components like Outlook, SharePoint, or OneDrive. um Here is a tip, like you always see start from a template. So these are all built in, so you can see first based on your scenario, is there any template available already, so it would be ready to use. And some parameters you need to tweak, but it's very easy and it's very convenient to use the start from a template. Let's see how it is here. So if you go to the flow.microsoft.com, if you click on create, you can see you can either start from a blank, which doesn't have any predefined things, or you can start from a template. So you can search here based on your requirement. Suppose I want when an email is arrived, I want to push notification to the teams, like that. You can search, and there are pre-built templates you can explore before starting or building from scratch, right? For example, when I search for this, like when an mail has come, post a message in the channel. So this is a template where I'm starting. You can see for the first time it will ask for you the connectors, and if you give the connection and then you can click on continue, it will create the flow for you based on the template that you have selected. See, the flow is ready. I don't have to do anything here, just give my condition or select. I have to select for which team this message should go and from for which channel, right? It's ready to use. It's very quick and ready to use. I can also specify the condition, like when what if email body what contains, then this message should go. Not for all the email arrives, right? So I can add a condition here, like suppose if something is with high or like that, then you can post to this channel. See, that's how very easy when you start from the template. Since it is already available, it doesn't take less than 5 minutes to build this. So I suggest you to start exploring the templates, and then you can see if it is not available, then you can build from the scratch. Let's see an example, like suppose if an email arrives, whether it is going and posting the message. I'm just sending an email to myself, like since we have given the condition that body should contain high, so I'm just giving here like an high case um, need assistant. Um, so when you go back here, you can see the run history here. Suppose whether this flow has been triggered or not. When it would take some time. It would take some time. Before that, let's go to other topic. I'll get back. Um, now that we got knowledge on what is Power Automate and we have different types of flows, let's see a quick question here. Like, what do you think number of flows can be owned by a single user in My Flows tab? Um, you can post your answers in the chat. Let's see what would be the answer. Just take a guess, no problem.
It's a question to the audience.
Yes, yeah.
So hope few members can rightly answer the question. Guess is also fine.
Yeah. Okay, I think you have answered it. Let's see. The correct answer is 600. So in the My Flows tab, only 600 flows can be owned by a single user. That's the limitation Microsoft is providing. Um, it is it possible to extend this limit? Yes, obviously, you can extend this limit when you use the flows under solutions. What does that mean? So in My Flows tab here, you can only own 600 flows. If you have more than that, you should start creating from solution. You can go to solution, create your own solution here, and then you can start creating the flows. So if you are trying something or exploring, you can create from My Flows, but always recommend to create from the solutions so that others will also be able to see your flows and um, view it. Mm, okay. Let's see our flow has triggered or not. So our flow got triggered. If you see here, so I've sent an email, right? So when an email arrives, our flow got triggered, and um, if you see, the condition was true because I have sent the body that contains high. And if you go to the teams, you can see the post has been here to the channel, like the high case and it's need assistance. So that's how quickly you can create the flow, and using the templates, you can create the flow within less than minutes. We have got the theoretical knowledge, what is Power Automate and different types of flows. Let's see functionally on how what is the structure of the flow is and how to build a sample flow, how you can test your flow or check the status of your flow, how you can collaborate with other users, like sharing and making them co-owner of your flow, and then you can turn on or turn off your flow and some of the basic actions. So here is the one, like you can see your run history here. It would be only last 28 days. You can see your run history here, and you can also see what are the status of your flow, whether it has been success or fail or running. You can filter and see all your flows run history here. And if you see this one, you can either share your flow from here, and if you want to see the analytics, right, like how many actions, how many times that your flow has been triggered per day, you can see all those details here. What was the actions called API actions, right, requested per day. All those details you can view here, and usage of it, and if there are any errors, all those details you can view it here. Since I am in developer environment, I cannot collaborate with any others. It's only for my purpose. So to share the flow, I will shift to my default to show how the sharing works. um, I'm just quickly creating a new flow. So the structure of the flow is like this. It would be the trigger and the action. So you have to choose your trigger rightly. If you want to use instant cloud flows, then it would be manual trigger. And if you want to automate, then it would be, for example, like when an email arrives or when a file is uploaded to a folder, like that would be the trigger point for the automated flows. And for the scheduled flows, it will be the schedule one. um, Also, you can see here the triggers and the actions here. So the first step would be the trigger. Suppose if I am trying to add the trigger here, it doesn't show me any trigger because already there is a trigger here. After the trigger, you have to only add the actions. Mm, and the compose one is one of my favorite. It just displays the data, or whatever you give the input, it displays. It's more useful when you debug the flow or wanted to see what are the values coming in. You can use the compose action. I'm just You can rename your flow here, as well as you can add emojis as well to identify easily. You can click and you can share any emojis you can add to identify easily your flows. So to share your flow with others, right, you can click on the share button and search for the user. So now Martin also have access to this flow. So as soon as I share it, right, it disappears from my cloud flows and it appears in shared with me. So if I log in with Martin and see, it would be available for him and shared with me. So also, if I am editing this flow, as well as Martin is also editing this flow, it shows us like who are all working on this flow on the top. Sometimes it delays, but it will show like if someone is also using this flow or opening it, as well as you can uh, comment here and communicate with other users. This is how the structure of the flow will be. First, it would be trigger followed by multiple number of actions. So you have to choose your trigger rightly. What is the purpose of your flow? Either an instant or the cloud or the scheduled. You can choose, and then you can continue with adding your actions here. All right. So for some reason, I don't want to use this flow, right? Instead of deleting it, you can just turn it off, and then whenever it's required, you can turn it on and use it. Also, you can submit this flow as a template so that others can use your flow if it is reusable, right? You can make those actions here. I'm switching back to my developer environment, and let's see one sample flow, and then we can. I can create an instant flow. My trigger would be, since it is an instant, it should be pushed by a button or manual trigger, right? So I have to choose my trigger as a manual trigger here. Suppose I'm connecting to the Dataverse here, getting a list rows of accounts or the users. I can select the table name here. So now I have a requirement, like I have to show all the account names, right? So you can how to do that is you can initialize a variable. Since it will not be a single one, it will be more than one, right? So I have to declare this as an array, and then so like apply to each. So apply to each, and so here if you see the two, yeah.
Soundarya, sorry to break you in between, but maybe if you turn off your camera, that will be better because there is a lag coming at least at my end, right in your screen. So,
Okay, sure. Yep. My voice is audible, right?
yeah, voice is
Yes.
going great.
Okay, fine. Yep. Um, you can see here you have two options here. Either you can add the dynamic content or the expression. What that mean is, if you want to use the inputs that from the flow or from the previous action, then you have to select any of this. I'll show an example for expression as well. But right now we wanted to loop the list of accounts and get append to an array, right? So I would go with dynamic content, and I can add another step to append to an array. Again here, so I am looking for account name, right? So you can add under the dynamic content, you can select the account name from the list. So since it is a manual trigger flow, you can directly test from the flow here. If I click on manually and then run the flow, this is how you can test your flow. It starts running and you can see it shows like how much time it is taking for each action to complete. And if you see here, I am getting the names and appending to an array, but I don't have visibility on how what is the list here. In that case, we can use the compose action here, which I told earlier, that would help us to see the list of uh, outputs, or the list of whatever you provide the inputs, it will show. So that's that's how you can use the compose. Either you can use the dynamic content or the expression, or you can get the data from there and show it. So that's how it displays all the account names. You can view now what are the account names. Earlier you were not able to see what is the names. You have to see one by one. So the compose action gives you flexibility to see what are the list of accounts, or you can to see the output of it. Let's see what an expression does. So if you see, under expression, you have different types of functions that you can use, like the string collection. Suppose you want to convert a array to a JSON, or JSON to an array, and if you want to concatenate, all those can be possible here. For example, I have to make a negative number to a positive, right? So I can achieve this here, like I can add a if condition, like suppose my number is true, or is less than 0, then make it multiply with -1, and if it is already a positive number, then give it. So a lot more expressions here you can explore, and you can manipulate the inputs, and then you can do your actions here. That's all about Power Automate. I think you have got an idea how to build the flow, share it, and what are the different types of flows are available, and how many ways you can create it. Yep, open for questions.
So really, it was an very good session, Soundarya, and I could not see any questions from the participants. And yes, number of people on were surprised about the number of 600 flows limit for the my flows. Initially, also I thought, okay, will that much small amount of as a limit? But later, when I go and see the documentation, I could really confirm that one. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Maybe Ankush and Venkata, if somebody has some questions still, they can check it at this point. Generally, if they have, you can leave it in the chat window.
Team, any question you can, you are free to ask. Just unmute and
And you
ask the question. Yeah. Anyone, any question?
so basically, Soundarya, whenever I have a one question, as I don't see some questions in the chat because all the audience were very much confident with whatever the session that you shared and the important things that you have shared. So one thing every time I get okay. So at the beginning of starting of this Power Automate or Power Platform, so what kind of difficulties that you faced and how you have uh, how you get overcome?
Um, for the Power Automate, right? Initially, even I was like, I've gone through multiple blogs and learning documents. Uh, Challenges I see is when you create the my from my flows tab and then you have to export and import it is very difficult. I would later I start at a way that I create from the solutions always. And then it's easy to export and import to other environments or deploy to higher environments. If I use my flows tab, I cannot also collaborate with others. It would be difficult if someone else has to work on it or do things.
I must say
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was an
very,
important.
very common problem that we all must have faced as beginners, because
Yeah.
the very natural way is to go and create flows in my flows tab, and then we realize that, oh, we cannot transfer this to another solution, I mean another environment. So then
Yeah,
we
also there
get
are some limitations. You cannot add if there are some more components that are included, right? When you go to solution and add existing, it doesn't show up there sometimes.
correct, correct,
So then I have to build from scratch again, which would eat my time. So always better to start from solution.
right.
Adding to that, that's a good question, Venkata. Very good question. There are a lot of, I think this session was very relevant for people who are starting on flows. And there are a lot in the audience who are, I know in some capacity, who are not asking that question, but will predominantly come to me from community inside the company and outside and say, how do we learn? How do we keep continuing to learn? The second question to that starting point, and then how you continue to learn, because we know every 6 months, every few months, things will change. So, Soundarya, recommendation from you, because you do so much research in your blogs, right? And how how do you keep learning, right? That is also very important to share. You can share how you keep yourself upskilled.
I usually go to community blog and see some questions will be posted by others, right? I myself go and try those and do it and learn from that, from other questions. And also I will be following the Microsoft updates, what are new releases and all those. Mostly my learning is from other queries, and I try those. What if I am facing that issue? What would be the solution? I try those and then do it.
So, so that's a great input. Believe me, 10 years back, community site was not as fluent as it is today, right? There were limited
Yes.
answers, maximum of people. And even 10 years back, I had the same answer. I would go there and try it out myself, like it is my business problem, right? That's
Yes.
why, I kept on learning and had developed that habit. And once we keep doing that for so many number of years, we start getting the grasp of things, I would say. We start
Mm.
getting judgments. And that happens automatically. You will be wondering, it will happen automatically for you, right? Like you will not
Yeah.
need to, after a few years, you don't even need to go there. You will start getting judgments, because there are, in most businesses and implementation, similar kind of problems, right? Just the domain or language or terminology changes will be there. That's a very good way of upskilling and keeping up to date. And having said that, I also have to add, this is most of this time is spent in your personal capacities, right? Because we all have a day job to do. But today we are coming out on the weekend, and that's where anybody who's trying to learn and becoming good and having a great career is very important to give that time, right? Venkata is a very avid example of this in the recent years. I know he has just started his journey on Power Automate. When we first started in Champs with him, he 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 was not avid with Power Automate, right? But he has spent a lot of that time and continued on one of the mediums being this, and then blogs and whatever videos he makes. and even in local languages, right? So to that point that he learns, and we want to upskill within local linguistics now, right? This is all very important to keep yourself up to date as well, and that's the kind of difference we can draw in our own career journey. I think these are very valid points, Sandhya. Thank you for your input. Venkata and Ankush, is it okay for us to let Sagar and Golaknath, they have also been with us, talk about the girls. And one of the girls today is not with us. It's very early in South Africa, Roma. She's our Flash MVP for all our automations, including Twitter. She handles Twitter like fire. We all know. We always smile when we talk about that speed. We think it is a tool or what she does, but I think it's about the way she can tweet, right? We can't. And she's responsible for our Twitter handle completely and a lot other things, Roma, which we didn't give kudos to her. She has also been a very strong pillar. And then the automation she has built. Every time there's an update on Microsoft community site, you will see it auto posted and tweeted from our handles and then LinkedIn page, right? That's the kind of automations she has built for the community. So even the work Power Automate, it is supporting us as a community, and this is something for all to know. Adding to that, since Sagar is on the call and Venkata said that we should give that time, and we do have some time, I believe. And Golaknath from Singapore and Sagar from Ahmedabad, I think we'll let them talk about the contributions of the girl and how their journey has been, right, with chance. Sagar or Golaknath, whoever wants to go ahead.
I think Sagar, you.
Yeah, sorry guys. Actually, I'm in middle of something, so yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about these girls. Like I worked with Shalini and Preeti regarding the various events as a with the designing work and so much background work. These girls are a core part of everything. They are doing all the things in such a quick manner that with the professional, all the professional things. Although this is all these things are the community work, but they are doing something like it's like having own work, not just like community work. So they are adding 110% for each and every work. If I talk about the Roma, I guess Deepa has said everything about her. That she is she is, I can say she is the automation master for each and every automation which we are doing. She is behind there for each and everything. And yes, since we are talking about the all the three girls, we can say these three girls are power of our community. Although everyone is doing their work with their best, but being a girl, since we are talking about the Women's Day here, so being a girl, it's very hard to work with the daily routine work and office work, as well as they are putting their extra efforts and time in this community. So I just want to say heads up to them and keep doing good work for community and other things. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. So, yeah, I think already we discussed a lot of things, even just before we heard how exactly working with Preeti, working with Salini, and working with Roma. It's really helpful to understand how the things are and what are the things need to be done. And it's like, what is the next action item we have to do. So this is where actually we work together a lot of items, especially in these events, and we just completed global biz apps day on that also. And yeah, Roma, as Dipesh also mentioned, Roma is like super speed and super active in Twitter. Actually, if you want to get the update from her, just go and follow her in Twitter. You will see daily or something. You will get some updates definitely on community also, as well as some fun stuffs also. That is one thing. And yeah, as far as Singapore is concerned, I remember actually, because this is International Women's Day, if I'm not restricting to D365 champs also, if you, I think you few of guys maybe knows Mr. Adil Khan. He is a Microsoft guy here working in Microsoft, but his kids actually, Jara and Genovia. It's only 10 years kids, and they are like you all knows how they are being this small is, but they are doing all these community activities, providing presentations, computer certification, and all these things. So it's not like women's are uh, anywhere behind. So from kids, if we can see this, definitely there is a bright future. We can say in this way. This is what I can say. That's all from my end.
Yeah,
Thanks.
like that. Last time Zara and Zenobia were with us on Women's Day. So that was our last year's celebration. They're great kids.
Yes.
And of course, like I would always want to add that women have a bit more harder day than us and more things to do. I one of the reason everybody asks me also how you are so active and you can do so many things, including I think Ankush is the person who asks me this most, right? Whenever we talk, how do you do so much? Because I don't have anything to take care at home, right? Literally, I don't cook and I don't do anything. But women, on the other hand, coming especially from this part of the world, have so many additional responsibilities. We should assist, right? That's a personal thing to share here. However, they do it daily and they contribute to community and they scale their career. That's a heads off in itself, right? Believe me, if we are left to do that, it will be a very hard day on us, right? Thank you for all that you have done. And coming to Soundarya, you spoke like a pro, and nowhere we felt that you have not been giving sessions, so it is great addition. And we wish that you speak many more times with us and everywhere where you can, right?
Thank you, thank you. It was nice. Even I was worried how would I do. I was little nervous, but I think it went well. And you are all there, support me. Yeah.
Great session, actually. Yeah, we learned a lot.
Sandhya, you can just go and check the chat window and you'll get some good
Yeah,
feeding.
I'm just
We have a
scrolling
raised
down. Yep.
hand, Ravi. Yeah, Ravi, go ahead.
Hi. Um, I have a one question.
Yeah.
Actually, the Microsoft flows is not. It's look like a workflows on somewhere. Actually, I'm very new to this Microsoft flows. I don't know.
Your voice was breaking, but I think you're asking that is it's similar to workflows.
Correct, Soundarya. That was his question.
I think
Yeah.
he's just starting on this, and his question was around how does it compare to workflows, right? And for me,
Yeah,
it's
the
not.
workflows are limited to CRM actions, or I would say model-driven apps. But if you see the flows, right, you can connect with more than 500 plus connectors. Also, you can use your own custom connector or develop any publicly available API. You can connect and get the data or perform actions. That's how it is different. Mm, it's not restricting to
That I got it. Actually, when we creating the workflow in Dynamics, right, we have a options, right? Whether we need to select this is a real-time workflow or a background workflow. The same kind of option also is there for Microsoft Flows. And also one more question here, in workflow, right, we can select as a workflow always will execute under the context of the owner. That also Microsoft Flow also work like that, or else it will trigger for all our users.
So here it would be like depends on the trigger and all those, right? It takes the owner of the flow. It always takes the owner of the flow and the connections that are used. So either you can use a service account or admin account. uh, would recommend to use admin account, because if some of the users leaves the organization, it would be difficult. The flows may fail. So it's always recommended to use the admin account to create the flows. um, and it depends on the trigger and triggers you are using, right? And you if you are calling the connecting to dataverse or CRM, The scope, you can define the scope, whether as is similar to the workflows, you can define the scope, whether it should run under context of user or organization. You can define that scope when it is comes to CRM. um, if it is other things, right, scope doesn't matter.
Okay. I will try. I mean,
Yes,
now I'm start close. I
Just
will
to
start, and if I have any questions, I will reach out to you, Tom.
sure,
just
sure.
to
Yep.
just to add that the social media links are there in the chat window. You can have a look, Ravi, and you can take it offline. Venkata, who is also a Microsoft MVP, has shared you a set of link. How do you replace workflow? That's a Microsoft Docs link. How do you replace workflow with the flow? It gives a good idea as well. And flows are predominantly async, right? Let's take it very simply. Flows are kind of your workflow in the cloud, workflow engine in the cloud. So they will not sit in each application or service, Microsoft or non-Microsoft. Consider them. The simple way to understand the flow will be there is the workflow automation engine sitting in the cloud. They are not sitting in context of your Dynamics, your SharePoint, your Google, or whatever, right? They are sitting in your tenant, but they are a central layer where you build your process automation. They are designed to be asynchronous at this stage as we speak. When you're the question about being real time versus async, the idea is to keep it async. And since it's a central engine, don't consider it within the context of your application, right? It is within the context of your tenant, more or less, right? I hope that gives an idea.
Yeah, got it.
Over to you, Venkata and Ankush, to summarize the day.
Any more questions, or then else we can wind up?
I don't
Any
think
more questions?
I have any questions. So Ankush, you can
Yeah,
uh, give the ending note.
absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. We really appreciate your presence. We hope that you are taking away some new learning from this session. Thank you, Soundarya, as well, for an amazing session on top 10 tips to quick start with Power Automate and share knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Venkat, I believe we can stop the recording now.
Yes.